We are back in the building. A quick sports weekly. I don't know if you guys heard me earlier. My mic, I think, was a little bit muted. Getting used to it, but yeah, have to jump in the pod and get used to it, guys. Shout out to all the sports, the NBA fans, and the sports fans out there. And we're gonna chop it up a little bit today. Quick live. First of all, I meant to talk this on the show. Shout out to the team, Code BA 7, Lakerland. But wanted to congratulate Shannon Sharp. He got the most views on YouTube. He surpassed Joe Rogan, over 68 million plus. The fire interview he did a few months ago with Cat Williams. Of course, Cat Williams has been touring. He's got the comedy special, which I just seen a few days ago, actually. And he's tearing it up. And of course, this is a record-setting event. It's going to get even bigger, not to mention all the clips and things of that nature that they have compiled. Salute to my guy Code. He's in the building. What's up, Code? Shay's tearing it up. We trying to get there too. Just give us a portion of those proceeds, and we can blow up on our own too. But yeah, guys, like, subscribe, and all that good stuff here for us. And just want to say congratulations, a big feat, and that's awesome to see a creator do that online. But as we move forward, we're gonna talk about a little bit of NBA. We got our guy here, Vince Carter. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He's going to get his jersey retired in New Jersey. Brooklyn now, but he was part of the New Jersey Nets earlier this decade. In this century, rather, 20th century, the 21st century, whatever. In the early 2000s, mid 2000s, he was part of the New Jersey Nets with Jason Kidd and that team. They went to the finals a couple times. He had a pretty good career there. They're retiring his jersey. He's going to be up there with Jason Kidd. They showed it today. He's going to get his jersey retired with Toronto as well. And he's going to be in the Hall of Fame as well. He's great career, man. If you hear Gilbert Arenas talk about him, he always kind of slams him a little bit. I understand where he's coming from, because if you were around during that time, Vince Carter, Kobe Bryant, Tracy McGrady, Allen Iverson, Grant Hill were all in that little pool of guys that was going to be on the next level. Especially they were comparing Kobe and Vince early on when Michael Jordan retired. And Vince was that guy, man. I know a lot of people seen him when he played when he was older. They really didn't get to see the Vinsanity, Vince Carter. I remember seeing him do the dunk contest, seeing him play the second round against Philly. I think this year Philly went to the finals. Vince was that guy, man. They named Linsanity after Vinsanity. And I remember when he did the dunk in the the Olympics, jumped over my man, came home from work, had it on VHS. If you guys don't know what VHS is, go look it up. But yeah, man, he jumped over a whole 7-footer. That's how good he was, man. And he's going to get his number retired in 2 different spots, and a Hall of Famer, well deserving. Great player. And he's been around for a long time, guys. Let's look at the games here. Sports Game Vision, that's what we're talking about. This is where he came from, the early days. That's got to be like early NBA Live or something. And he went on to the 2K, a nice render before he went out into style, in his last couple years in the league. But yeah, shout out to Vinsanity, and congratulations on a great feat that he's accomplishing. And I think T-Mac is going to introduce him into the Hall of Fame. Don't know about what they're going to do in Brooklyn. More than likely, J Kidd or something is going to help him with raising that jersey and the banners and the rafters, rather. But as we move forward here, we're going to keep it on some basketball. I just talked about, the guy that he was compared to early on. Some breaking news came out, which has been, I've known about this before. A little bit of Kobe Bryant. They said he was close to being my hometown team, the Pistons. Let's go hear what they're talking about and go come back.
What about the biggest trade that didn't happen? One that almost went down.
I'd say Kobe Pistons. That was close. There was a deal with the Pistons where, I don't remember, it was like Tayshaun, Rip Hamilton, a bunch of picks. And Kobe, they had agreed to it, essentially, the 2 teams, but Kobe had to want to do it. And I think he went to Jerry Buss's house. Kobe was in that period where, like, I want out of here. And I think he kind of pulled him back in. That trade was agreed to, like the 2 teams with the terms. But it was contingent on, the Lakers didn't want to do it for obvious reasons. And then Kobe just said, I don't want to do this trade.
Yeah.
But like, it was I mean, think of how different the world would have been if Kobe lands at the Pistons or the Bulls or Dallas. You know, like that summer, they talked with a bunch of teams. They were ready to do it.
Yeah.
And looking back, you know, I know he was obviously glad he played his whole career in LA.
Yeah, it worked out for him.
Yeah, that's crazy. My Pistons were trying to get Kobe for a long time. Of course, in that 07 year, that 06-07 season, we know that Kobe was a little bit frustrated with the Lakers. We know about the playoff series with Phoenix, where he kind of tried to show, hey, I need help, and kind of, you know, shut it down. Kobe was that good. He probably could have won that series on his own, and he shut it down to try to prove a point. But Pistons almost got him. Can you imagine if they would have got him? They made it to 6 straight conference finals, 6 straight without Kobe. If he would have got him that year, that particular year, it'd have been Kobe, Chauncey, Rashid, and you still would have had Lindsey Hunter, and I believe Antonio McDyess would have still been there. This is the roster that I think they were trying to trade for. Tayshaun, young Amir Johnson, if y'all know who he is. He was a straight out of high school. Rip Hamilton, his high school rival, and some picks. So they would have got a nice little haul back, but you know, the Pistons, I think, still would have did well in the Eastern Conference, and the Lakers would have had a good team too. But of course, we know the Lakerland, as we say, didn't want that to happen. Shout out to BA. I'm sure he's glad that he didn't get traded to the Pistons, but it'd have been nice to see. Like I say, the Pistons were after Kobe for a long time. They wanted to get him in 1999, I believe. They were going to trade him for Grant Hill. That was another deal that was on the table, almost went through. Phil Jackson really liked Grant Hill. He actually tried to get him back when he went to Phoenix. And when he came off of Orlando. But yeah, that deal was on the table and almost went through. It fell through. Yeah, but Joe D tried to get Kobe, a young Kobe then. Been interesting to see how that would have played out, especially if the other trade would have went through. The Pistons tried to get around the same time, Allen Iverson and Kobe together. So that would have been crazy to see. But shout out to the Pistons and Joe D for trying that out. But yeah, Lakerland, and Pistons, go Piston power. As we move forward here, we're going to talk a little bit about wrestling. As we see, Cody Rhodes is the champion, and we see Triple H has been doing his thing with all these pay-per-views. This one is going back to Saudi, King and Queen of the Ring. As you can see the graph there, you got Logan Paul and Sami Zayn. You got the Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, and the man Becky Lynch. But the two in the back is what I'm worried about. Honestly, I don't know how you guys feel about Cody's run right now. It's still early on. Nothing really major happening, but they're trying to put this title versus title against Jake Paul. And I don't think Cody really needs that push. They want him to look like this. He's done this before, a heavyweight champion and United States champion with the Japan IGPW. He's done it before. They're trying to do it in WWE. And of course, Seth Rollins is the only person that's done it in WWE. Cody doesn't need that push. You know, you got LA Knight and even Jey Uso that could use that belt to help prop themselves up. And then you see they definitely needs to come off of what's his name? Logan Paul. I'm saying Jake Paul. Logan Paul, because he's not doing anything with it, really. He puts on good matches, but he only defended it twice since he's had it. And, you know, it's going to be nice for the Saudi. Or maybe they wanted to see this match, but I don't think Cody needs to win the championship. And maybe with the introduction of the Wyatt family supposedly coming with Uncle Howdy, maybe that storyline will break this title unification up, because it's definitely not needed for Cody. But yeah, just wanted to touch in on that and a little bit of WWE talk. Let me know what you think in the comment section. You know, Paul versus Cody. Do you want to see either one of them win the championship and unify them, or you think it's a crazy idea to unify the championships? As we move forward here, want to touch a little bit about these streaming rights. The NFL is going to get the Christmas Day games, I believe, for the next 3 years on Netflix. Netflix has been doing their thing. They got WWE, they got the NFL. I'm sure they're trying to do everything they can with the NBA as well to get some games over there. But yeah, the NFL is doing their thing. They're on all streaming platforms right now, pretty much. They're Amazon, Netflix, doing everything they can to get this, transfer from traditional lineal to streaming. And the NBA, I believe, is doing it as well. As we know, the word on the street is that TNT is done with the NBA now, or the NBC is going to get it. And the NBA is just a shake deal right now. And when the playoffs is over, they're going to get it. And if you think about it, TNT doesn't have streaming like that. I guess you could say with Max, they do, but Peacock has a platform that's been around too, that's been a little bit more stable. And of course, TNT made those comments a few years back. But it's crazy to see that NFL is going on Netflix and is going to be on a day that the NBA usually has it on lockdown. And we seen that last year that they kind of interrupted their hold on Christmas Day. But I'm pretty sure the NFL fans and the football fans are going to be very excited about this. Is another way to watch it, and everybody pretty much has a Netflix account or some way they have it from family members and all that good stuff. But yeah, that's all I want to talk about on this. That's the end of that subject matter. And as we move forward, we're going to talk a little bit about Bronny James. He made a comment that, he's not really worried about playing with his dad. He just wants to make it on his own, stand on his own too. And you saw his combine has been all over the internet. He's measured 6'1", had a 40-inch vertical, shooting well, had a good scrimmage game. We'll pop that up right here. And as of today, I've watched a segment where his dad is out there with Rob Pelinka looking at combine, and I believe Bronny's out there again. To say that he won't be a Laker, I think, is an understatement. I believe LeBron is going to do everything he can to get Bronny as a Laker so he can play with his son and also manage his career a little bit. And we heard about he's probably going to be G League accessible. And yes, definitely he'll be a big target in all those markets. Everybody would want to, pack up the places, sell the seats out and watch Bronny James or LeBron James Jr. do his thing. And then, of course, they'll call him up if he gets with the Lakers and he'll play with his dad in these next couple seasons that LeBron probably signs back with the Lakers. I think it's interesting. He also said, Bronny, they said he quoted as saying he would like to be an impact player like Drew and Derek White is in Boston. So I made a video a while back. I think, his size, especially since it came back in the combine, that he reminds me a lot of Steph. So if he can get anywhere close to that, when they stood next to each other, they were eye to eye. So I feel like he should pattern more of his game towards Steph than LeBron. He's a lot, he's athletic. But, I think it was the new NBA. If he patterned it more like Steph, especially with his size, it would be very beneficial to him. But yeah, shout out to him. Want to see him win. I'm not upset about LBJ helping his son. But of course, he's got to work for it and earn it, because if he doesn't, they're going to target him in the league. So shout out to Bronny, and I'm glad his health is better. He got cleared, and we're going to see what happens in the league and how this all unfolds this summer and where he goes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But as we move forward again, I wanted to play a segment that was brought up on TNT. And Draymond Green, my Spartan. Let's check it out.
Listen here, I got two things of why this series ain't coming back to Minnesota. Number one, the big Frenchman is sitting on that podium speaking his native language. We need to do this. You need to get a stop. It ain't we. Karl Anthony Towns is actually doing a pretty good job when he's on Joker. It's you, my man, that's getting cooked. So it's no we. Now, yes, you do need help from the other guys, but on some of those, help can't help you. Like, you just got to get a stop. So that's number one. Number two, when you're in these playoff series, for me, I'm always looking for the smallest ounce of weakness that I can find. And the way Karl Anthony Towns walked off that floor with the limp after he played the rest of that game totally fine, and then he could barely walk leaving the court, They don't believe anymore. And when you lose belief, this defending champions you're playing against, when you lose the belief, it's over. And they don't believe they can win anymore, which means this series is over.
Yes, sir. We got Draymond speaking on his on the Wolves. Of course, I don't want this to happen because the Wolves are, that was my pick to go to the finals. I believed in them this year. And it looks like they might be, out of it, especially at that start. They had a crazy, crazy start to this playoffs where it looks like they were almost going to sweep Denver. But the fortunes have turned. But before I get into a little bit further, let me congratulate Jokic again on the MVP win, third in 4 years, and his team looks like they're gonna have a shot at possibly winning another NBA championship back to back. That'll be a great, great feat for him and his legacy. He's already solidified Hall of Famer probably already. But yeah, that would be great, especially with the new era. He's one of the faces of the new era. But in particular, man, I just this guy right here, and Edwards, his demeanor, what he's saying. I don't have the graph up, but what he's saying basically, he told the attendant that Game 7, we'll see you back, and he's confident. I know that Draymond said that there's an ounce of weaknesses, and he's a champion himself, and I know he knows what he's talking about. But Anthony Edwards is going to show up. Now I'm looking forward to hopefully getting a Game 7 out there in, I believe it'll be Denver. What is going on, Cole? What is going on?
What's up, Hank? What's going on?
Nothing much, man. Shout out to my guys, Cole. My Cole, he's part of the team.
These Draymond comments have been just the comments Draymond's been putting out over the last, I want to say year and a half has just been outrageous. I'm gonna just be completely honest. We've seen what Jokic has done in these series. He has played back to back some of the best defensive big men in the world, top 3 at the very least, and he's cooking them.
Yeah,
and we're watching plays where Gobert is just draped all over him. AD is just draped all over him, and he's just still making shots. So I don't understand. Well, I'm not gonna say I don't understand. I do understand where Draymond is coming from, and it's from a place of, I think, jealousy and hate. To be completely honest,
I don't think he likes Gobert. We already seen him choke him out this past year, right? So,
but that's the thing. He's always hated on Gobert because he keeps taking depoys away from him.
Yeah. That's right. I mean, Draymond's got about what, 3 himself, right?
Let me check that really quick.
Yeah, he may have 2. I know he got the 2 at least. Yeah, me, I'm a homer, so I got love for Draymond, but he does go out there sometimes with hate, but his analysis on a lot of stuff is fair as well if you listen to him, as long as he doesn't get too, as we know, can get emotional,
So he got the depoy in 2017.
2017?
Yeah.
You don't have 2?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, at this point, he's not going to get depoy anymore anyway. And yeah, I was on the fence about Minnesota for a long time, and then I bought into him later this year. You were saying stuff, and you and BA was saying, "Hey, watch him," and I was like, "Okay, they doing their thing." I'm believing them now, and the way Ann Edwards took over the team to be a leader, I was like, "Okay, I think they can get to the finals," but they are facing the champion, so I can't discount that.
The 2 things with this series, though, is that you visibly see after game 2, they start officiating differently for Denver. Minnesota can't touch them at all.
Oh yeah.
And another thing has been just fake shooting. I'm gonna just say it. We had a game where Aaron Gordon shot 91% from the field, and I think he went 3 for 3 from 3 or something like that. And they just been making ridiculous stuff.
Yeah.
like in the second and third quarter. Like
Gordon been going crazy. I've never seen him play so efficient like this in my life.
yeah, that's why I'm just like, look, you can. I still stand by what I say about Minnesota, like about Minnesota's defense. But when you cannot, when the physicality is removed in the playoffs, which it shouldn't be, and they're shooting crazy from the field and from three, is like, how are you supposed to win that game?
Yeah, and your Joker was going off like yesterday. I was like, goodness, he just tearing them up.
Yeah, and it's like it's not like they're like playing back, like they're right there, and he
Right.
just doesn't care.
Well, hopefully home cooking for Minnesota. I want to see this go 7. I don't want to see 4 games in a row and, give us that game 7. Let's see what happens. But hopefully in Minnesota, they, especially Ann Edwards, he's going to have to tear it up. And I even Cat got like, what was it in that interview with him and Ann Edwards? Ann been doing some stupid fouls. I've seen him. He takes some stupid
Yes,
fouls. He does. He got
Cat
to do better.
is really bad at being conservative with those fouls. He is really bad at it.
Like he taking them, what is it, all the way mid court? Like, nah, man, you you already know they're gonna call that, so why would you do that?
Yeah. And it's like he was already bad with fouls, but now that they're officiating this series, essentially like they're essentially officiating it like a regular season games for Denver. I'm gonna just be completely honest. And Cat is bad at not fouling. It's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, I'm looking for this. There's a possibility. My other team, the Knicks. You think that's gonna go 7? You think it's a wash?
Um, I think it's gonna go 7. It's gonna go
I think
7.
so. You gonna get that home cooking in Indiana?
Yeah, and the Knicks are like banged up too.
Yeah, OG. You think Tibbs need to calm down on letting them play so much? Like he run them into the ground, conserve more minutes for these
Tibbs
guys.
always runs his players into the ground.
Yeah, Brunson he might have a short career in Hart and what's his name is out right now. Randall OG,
Randall OG, Mitchell Robinson's hurt. Josh Hart.
Bogdanovich.
Josh Hart had a stretch this playoffs where he played 10 quarters straight. That's crazy.
Yeah, you need a break, man. You gotta have a
That's
break.
2.5 games straight.
Tibbs is so crazy. He took Josh Gibson off the streets and tried to run him into the ground like he was 25 again. This dude was like 40. Like
Yeah, it was the
crazy.
middle of this season, right?
Yeah, it was the middle of the
Yeah.
season. Like this dude is like 40, man. You can't play him the whole game.
Like Tibbs, you gotta chill. You're gonna kill your players.
Yeah, he with my Pistons now. You see that? He's like, I'm out. With some of these young fellas. But yeah, man, was a couple games on tonight, I believe, as well.
Yes,
The,
let me pull it up really quickly. So we have the Celtics versus the Cavs,
yeah,
and
that's
we
a
have
watch.
Mavericks and Thunder.
Mavs. Now that's a good game. The Celtics might as well, unless they do something stupid. Like I've always been skeptical of them as well too. That should be over.
Yeah, D Mitch is not playing again tonight, so this should be
Mhm.
a business trip for them. Unless Darius Garland does something insane like he did last
Right.
game.
But yeah, that's what I've been impressed by Boston all season, even though that's another team I'm skeptical of because of their history. Plus, you bring in a guy like Porzingis who has that weird history as well. But they were just, when I seen them play this year, they just looked like the best team in the league when they own. So they look
That
like they might
offense.
be meeting Denver, maybe.
I don't think they're gonna beat Denver. I'm gonna just be honest.
Oh,
But
yeah. I mean, I'm not saying they're beating them. I'm saying they'll meet them.
oh yeah. But this is another thing too. Like there's gonna be kids like 10 years from now that's like Boston went to this mini conference finals. And it'll
Mhm.
be a year like this year where basically everybody got hurt. Jimmy was hurt. D Mitch got hurt halfway through the series. Like,
Right.
like the East is so bad, but it's still gonna be like seen as an accomplishment like a
But it
while
was
from
still
now.
supposed to be theirs. I mean, if you look at it, all the years they've been there, you got $200-300 million players on your team. I mean, I think Drew might make the Hall of Fame, but I'm saying he's a NBA champion. I mean, come on, they should still be the best team, even if those guys were healthy.
Yeah, they should be, but it's just like I don't know. When we're talking about asterisks, this year is
Yeah,
like on the East specifically, boy.
yeah,
Because
but Celtics fans still enjoy it because hopefully they at least close the deal and get a championship. But my Pistons did the same thing. Was it 6 straight conference finals? They won one championship, made it to the finals twice. Boston made it once and lost. Now they got to close it out and get one.
yeah, I wish they could have been like I wish this Boston team could have been like in the West so we could see like how they fare,
How they
like
fared.
how far they would actually make it against like well-rounded good teams. Like I think the Knicks is a good team, but do they have like the firepower as like some of these other teams in the West? Like could they have beaten the
Right.
Lakers? Probably
Like
not.
that's another question I was going to ask you guys. Like, do the Knicks, that well, number one, if they look like they're gonna make the conference finals, and that's my hometown heart would like them to beat Boston, but I don't know if they are. As far as the talent is concerned this year, Boston should beat them, but my heart is for the Knicks to beat them. But if you look at all the talent that they have, you think they should just stay packed and run it back next year? Bringing Bogdanovich back, bringing Mitchell, bringing um, Randall back. You think that an OG Anunoby from a full season, you think they got enough next year to be even better?
I think they should trade Randall for either try to trade Randall and maybe like a pick if they have one for a star caliber player, like a good star caliber player, or they should try to trade Randall for like some good pieces.
Yeah, I was thinking. I brought it up with BA Friday. Y'all guys like, share, subscribe, everything. And Fridays we have our show, um, 6 o'clock, Sports Game Vision, Sports Live. But I said, what if they got KD out of Phoenix?
Yeah. The only thing about that is that I remember watching the KD interview and he was like he didn't want to play for the Knicks. That's why he went to Brooklyn. So I don't know if he still feels that way, considering how bad the Suns situation went. But
Right.
basketball wise, it definitely makes sense.
He won't have the pressure on him. Jalen Brunson, that's his city. New York, old school New York back. He got that toughness and grit the New Yorkers like, and
Mm.
he a star out there, so he wouldn't have to worry about I think getting, they still gonna give you hate because New York is a big market, but it's not gonna be like it was a few years ago when he be the top player coming in. He'll be on Brunson, then they'll talk about KD. And they know he's older now.
And for those of you that like don't understand what Hank is trying to say, we are not saying Jalen Brunson is better at basketball than Kevin Durant. We are saying he would simply be the face of that organization,
The
considering
face.
how New York is rocking with him right now.
He's the face. He's I'm from the '90s. I was out there when John Starks was out there. He became a face of that team by the way he played. I know we knew Patrick Ewing was of course, the great one of the, if not the greatest Nick of all time, but he was one of the faces of the team because that grit, and the grit and grind. So of course, Jalen Brunson is doing his thing now, and if he gets someone like a KD out there, that might almost solidify, hopefully, a championship in New York.
I don't know about solidified because the West team, like the West teams, are just so outrageously,
Good.
so outrageous that you just don't know. Like even if a team were to breeze through the Eastern Conference, I wouldn't be confident that they could beat like the top three West teams.
Yeah, Denver, OKC, Minnesota, You know, who's the other P teams going to rise up next year, man? There's a lot of teams that just fell down. Sac could still make it up there. Memphis can make
Ja
it
was
up
just
there.
injured.
Yep. So a
Like,
lot of teams. We don't know what is going to happen with New Orleans. Of course, the
the
Lakers,
Rockets.
the Rockets,
Like,
Clippers are still in the play. Dallas,
like
stacked. West is always stacked though.
literally the first seed was determined by a divisional tiebreaker. We don't see that level of competition on the other side.
Ever. That's crazy. I couldn't believe how close it was. All three of them teams basically the number one seed in my mind.
Right. Right.
It came down to the last day. That's insane. But yeah, man, that's all I got. I got one more topic. I don't know if you want to stay on for this one. Let me see if I pull it up. How's it going to look with us together? I haven't tried it. Let's see, Cole.
Uh-oh.
Microsoft has put 66 Xbox 360s on sale ahead of the planned shutdown of Xbox 360 store on the console and Xbox 360 marketplace. Man, this was my system that brought me into the new generation code. I don't know what was yours, but I was on PS2 forever. Then I decided everyone could say, go get one. Went online, got one, and I put on that. Let me see here. The GTA 4. Man, my mind was blown. I was like, what took me so long? Yeah, shout out to to them shutting it down. That's crazy. It was introduced in 2013. The store is still open this whole time. And what's crazy about this is that, it was a successful system. Remember, they had that big failure rate. I don't know if you know about the red ring of death. That was my first
Yes.
system was a red ring of death. I played it for like a month and then that jump went red. Like, what's going on? And I
You
had
know
to
what's funny?
get my money back, huh?
I have been PlayStation through and through my whole life. Like I went from like GameCube straight to PlayStation.
PlayStation.
So when I found out that the Xbox had the red ring of death, oh my God, my cousins, bro.
Yeah, it was
My
crazy
cousins
because
were not safe, bro.
all of them have a failure rate. I think it's supposed to be something like 2 to 5%, something like that. This thing had a 40% failure rate. They fired my man, the CEO, and that was the year that I bought it. And when I got my money back from the seller, gave me my money back. I went to Best Buy and got me a brand new one. It was the ones they just released with the new manufacturing that avoided the red ring of death. But yeah, it's crazy, man. Shout out to a legacy on this. And this is one of the other games that I really enjoyed. I got to play part 2. Alan Wake, dope game. But yeah, I only get to play sometimes, but yeah, it got to be a great title. Of course, sports is easy to play, but games like that keep you occupied for a while. So you got you a PS5 now, huh?
Of course.
I'm still on the box. I got the Series S rather.
Oh, the Series A. Yeah,
Backwards compatibility and all that.
I still clown because the console wars between Xbox and PlayStation. So I
Yeah.
still get on my cousins like what titles do y'all have? Like
Yeah, they lost a lot of them. I heard from because of this generation here, that COVID really messed them up, and PlayStation just took off. Even they outselling them like crazy, but they're working on the new generation Xbox right now. So and of course the Switch is coming out next year, the Switch 2.
that Switch is gonna be something serious.
Yeah, my daughter loved that one. I couldn't get a game in on that one.
Yeah, the Switch is like the new Game Boy.
Yeah, it's movable. You can take it everywhere. It was supposed to be like the Wii U. Remember the Wii U?
Yeah.
Everyone thought the Wii U was gonna be like that, and then it failed. Like, why would you not make it where you can take it everywhere? But
Like,
yeah,
what
the
was the
Switch.
point of that creation?
Yeah, it was nice. What is it? Screen and everything, but you couldn't take it out the house, and you could only use one.
Yeah, like y'all already have a console, bro. I don't. That was wasting money.
Yep, console wars. What is it? What also hurt them is the fact that iOS killed everything too. In App Store
Mhm.
with all those apps, hurt
Yeah,
the hurt the gaming system a lot too.
they call it iOS Game Center now.
Yep.
Like,
I don't know what Google does, but
oh, they
they
have
made
games too.
yeah, I know, but iOS went crazy, and then they made Nintendo start making games for them. That was crazy.
Yeah, it just. Man, moral of the story: if you see a game console, just try it out.
Yeah, shout out to the 360. Still, that was a great besides their rear ring of death, it was an awesome console. It was kicking PlayStation butt during that time, besides that era.
Yeah, man, I still got my PS2. I don't know what y'all talking about.
PS2?
Hmm.
Yeah, I told you I had it forever. And I finally ain't buying nothing new. And then
I
finally I
still be
see
playing Street Jam on there.
need to go back so I can play Def Jam. It
I
was
got that too.
you got that NBA Street. Yep. But yeah, man, cool. That's all I got. You got any upcoming announcements for the channel?
Um, just got my desk and my chair. So you feel me? I've been writing these slender videos for the past like 2 or 3 weeks. So I
Okay.
should be pumping out very, very soon. Um, they're pretty long, I'm not gonna lie. The videos are pretty long, but y'all just stay tuned.
And we need a freestyle rant too. You ain't got to always prepared.
Oh, trust me.
um,
If the Celtics lose tonight, y'all, I'm getting a rant same night tonight.
yeah, without the best players and the narrative. You already told you. I want Cleveland to lose so D Mitch can go to LA.
Yeah.
That'd be dope. They're already saying they're the lead candidate. Them in Brooklyn. Was it Brooklyn? I believe.
Oh yeah, it was Brooklyn. It was Brooklyn. You're
Yep.
right.
Yep. Yep. So definitely go to Cole's channel. Go to trying to find here Lakerland where we're on there as well. Playback TV. We want to grow that room. When we're on there, we show live games. You can pop in with the VIPs if we have any available and watch the game and chop it up with us. We got to get back in there for these playoff games. And of course, follow all the channels. Like, share, subscribe. And I'll be dropping more videos coming too on this platform as well. Go follow Get Your Bars Up Media, BA, Seven Mitchell as well. And hold tight to Cole before we go. Of course, Friday night live. Come by and chop it up with us. We'll be talking more NBA and sports talk there. We got the big fight coming up this weekend too. The heavyweight unification. So chop it up with us on Friday, and I will talk to you guys later. Sports game. You know the vision. Peace.